Thanks, Flamey. We're getting ready to start. Welcome, welcome. Woohoo!
It just looks like Coke.
It's purple.
It doesn't look purple. Purple.
Oh my god. Are you guys ready?
There you go. That's
Oh,
Yeah.
there. Now they can hear me. All I said was poiple, so.
Poiple. Poiple.
Yes.
Look.
Alright.
It's poiple. Soylent Green is poiple.
You stop that.
It's Soylent Green. It's made of purple.
Are we good? Are we ready?
Probably not, but
I-
let's
Yeah.
do it.
Darkroom.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Wow, John, you're so full of shit.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Y'all are
Don't
so
be
nice
sorry,
to each
be
other.
better.
Do better. Core knows about that. Right, Core? Oh, that's right. I need to do the thing.
We need to lie and tell chat that we're not going to talk to them and then talk to them a lot.
Hey, I said when the story is started, okay? Okay?
Well, I would like for somebody to recap.
Me
That's
too.
not myself.
I would love a recap.
Okay. We made it to. I have blanked on literally every name. We made it to the keep. And we went to the met the keeper. Duka and Fyodor did what they do best and were nerds. We spent an indefinite. We don't know. I don't know how long we've spent in this library, but we've been in the university library, reading all kinds of shit.
Let me laugh.
Lelia found a pet shop. The brothers then found a skeleton of a dragon. Talked to it a bit, and none of us know what the fuck happened to Zarkra.
Bane alluded to the dragon skeleton find. That was fascinating to me. Can't wait to find out more about it.
Yeah, so essentially where we last left off is that our trio of giants compared to itty bitty Zarkra. Hi, Vivi. Are you coming up here? Thank you.
I mean, I don't think that we are equally giant compared to Zarkra.
I didn't say equally. I just
Well, Zarkra
you
didn't like you calling her
insulted
short.
Zarkra.
You insulted Zarkra. I was just saying I was taller than these two chuckle fucks.
Off to a great start.
Let's go size medium.
If you hit my microphone, we're gonna have a problem.
2 shots of vodka tastes terrible.
Why do you think I
drink?
take shots? Just get rid of it quickly.
Okay,
Oh, technical
Vivi.
difficulties, everyone.
here's your rules.
Ruh-roh.
It's fine. Well, because we don't know where
Here.
Zarkra is, so this is appropriate.
This is horrifying.
I know where Zarkra is.
Oh no.
Yep.
This
There's a
was
hole in the
planned.
bottom of the sea. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
So this is my new character.
She disappears into my shirt.
I
Zarkra?
thought you meant Zarkra.
No, Vivi.
You can tell that we're related because we're both stupid.
No, my little cat.
Two halves of a whole idiot.
Yeah.
She finally is no longer wearing the cone of shame.
Woo.
Because she's healing and regrowing fur again.
Yeah.
Hello
You
again.
sickly little
Hello.
monster.
I'm back.
Okay.
She
Discord
stopped.
Hello.
did
So, yeah,
not
did
not
not
like
like-
me.
Did not like our recap or calling you short.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part, so I don't know. Maybe it
I
was
think I
trying to
said that
protect my fragile
after.
ear.
Yeah, I think I said that after you dipped.
But yeah, now, yeah, but yeah, good for Vivi for being out of her cone because she stopped Harvey Denting herself.
Oh, that's an image.
That is one.
We are level 4, right?
Correct.
Gods, probably.
Okay. No, but last we had left
That's
off,
what I had written down.
Duka, Fyodor, and Lilia had gone into the college itself. It was later at night. There weren't as many students, but there were some late night classes that were going on because you guys had specific people you wanted to go see classes about because you had seen the brochure of like classes and things that were available. And while you guys don't know where Zarkra is, Zarkra, we ended your session with
Right.
you waking up in the dirt, seeing them going into the college.
Yep, and I promptly followed.
Yeah.
Duh. Because I went to alchemy class.
Yeah, because you.
I went to alchemy. Duka went to enchanting.
Because we left off with you in the room to talk to the guy with the to do enchanting. I don't remember who Lilia went with, or if you split
Lilia
off
went
on your
with-
own as well.
Lilia went with me because we were gonna go see about getting one of those collars for.
Yeah, the water breathing
baby.
collars.
The unnamed baby.
Hey, how's that naming going for you? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I feel like it's a real, like, in the game, too. Like, I feel like Lilia is struggling with this. It's just been baby for so long, and now it's like,
She's never had to name
I
anything.
have
yeah.
named baby. That is a name option.
I would say,
She was baby kitty
Lilia's
cat
never
cat.
had a loved one survive long enough for her to name it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like 6 months down the road in this campaign, and we're just gonna go sick 'em, baby, and it's this horrid like, abomination.
I don't mind that. That's
I
great.
really like it, too, actually.
I was
Like,
just gonna be an
baby.
asshole and be like, for 5,000 bits, Core can name it.
5,000, that'd be great.
But
What is that, $5?
yeah, but you guys had gone to talk to the enchanter guy, where again you saw people leaving the classroom. Some of them had failed enchanted items, some of them were successful. It was different varying things. It was like the second level classes of it, and he on his desk had like a teacher's apple that was something was weird about it. Like it was brimming with magic, and you don't know what for or why. And we left with Fyodor. You went to go talk to the guy about alchemy, And as you got near it, again, there was the explosion of like ice cold foam, and him like, that wasn't right. As he just walks directly back into it, into the classroom.
Yeah, he accidentally made a fire extinguisher fluid, pretty much, with alchemy. But yeah, and Zarkra is apparently picking herself up by her bootstraps to join the rest of us.
Yeah, because Zarkra, again, you had kind of woken up, like coughing dirt up out of your mouth, and again, your white scales and things are kind of caked in it at this point, and you did get up and kind of scurry after them, rattled in your senses, and you do catch the glimpse of them as they kind of turn the corner. You do see them split though, and you do see Lilia and Duka go into one classroom as Fyodor disappears down another hallway. Who would you like to follow?
You said Lilia went one way and Fyodor and Duka went the other?
No.
Duka
Lilia
and
went
Lilia.
with Lilia went with
okay.
Duka.
I'll go
Lilia
to
and
Duka and Lilia, yeah.
Okay.
Fyodor will go fuck himself, I guess.
Yeah.
I took that personally.
He doesn't. Nothing is personal. Nothing matters.
I'm having to
So-
type up a new sheet. Sorry, that's what I'm doing over here. But I spilt something on my other one.
Good
It's
job,
nice.
Hans.
I know, right?
Did we finish conversing with the prof, or had we just started?
We had ended it with you guys entering to talk to them.
Okay.
You guys had not had a conversation. You briefly spoke to one of the students as they were leaving, because he was asking, he was like, I don't recognize you guys as students. Are you new here? And you asked about taking
You don't even go
classes.
here. Do you even go to this school?
No. Well, they asked because, again, it was like, Alchemy 2. Alchemy 2. And they're like, I don't recognize you. Have you taken the first class?
No, but I did pour multiple forms of acid directly into my own wrist. I made the biscotti of batteries.
Oh,
My
God.
blood is probably poisonous and also shoots lightning now. But I don't know that yet. It hasn't happened.
Again, what? No.
No, it actually does now.
I thought you were talking about.
No, I have as level 2
the
blood
other
hunter.
thing
I can
again.
bleed on my weapon and electrocute it.
I thought you were talking about the sun's stomach
Crazy.
again. I was like, we've been over this.
No. This is literally
time.
I have a thing. I have an ability now that I can just bleed onto a weapon and it becomes
magic.
electrically charged. Yeah. We don't know why.
Fyodor was already being charged with assault. Now he can be charged with battery as well.
That was layered.
You don't need your other arm.
Yeah, Fyodor's
Yeah.
gonna take it from you.
You're right. I can bite people.
Kicking! More kicking!
Fyodor's
You lose the ability. You use the ability of arms, but you gain the ability of alligator death roll.
Fyodor's going to grab you by the tail and just use you as a sling.
No.
Only
Yeah.
instead of a rock, it's just your head coming off.
God.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Do whatever you're gonna do.
We will start with the trio. So as Duke and Lily, you guys both kind of come into the room and you do see he's an older gentleman again. He's an older moon elf. Thank you, colors. He's an older moon elf. No, he's really not a moon elf. He's just really into paint. But
I'm not a moon elf. I huffed paint. I think he's
No, you know,
asphyxiating.
like the
He's not a moon
cosplayer.
elf. He's just asphyxiating.
cover like the freaking Homestuck cosplayers that just cover themselves in paint. Anyway,
Fuck them.
don't look at me like that, Vivi. I know what I'm talking about.
One time a Homestuck tried to push our sister down the stairs.
Oh, yeah, you
That's
told me about that.
weirdly specific.
But as again, you guys, before you can kind of open your mouth, again, he kind of looks up at you. But before any exchange really happens, you guys are both hear that kind of like footstep, kind of nails that is very familiar to your small friend who comes tumbling in after you, almost out of breath, both from their experience that has kind of knocked the wind out of them, both emotionally and physically, and also from trying to catch up to you guys, kind of stumbles in the room. Again, they're usually pristine white scales and their clean armor just caked in dirt and muck.
Oh, good.
Are you okay?
I think I am now.
Ma'am, we have a dress code in this establishment.
Sorry, I just need a moment to speak to those two, and I'll be out of your hair.
Well,
Perhaps
you
they
need
can
both
join
of us
me
or-
outside.
do I need
Yeah.
to step out? This is my classroom. Do you guys need to step out?
We'll be right back. Do you need both of us, or can Lilia talk to the prof while I talk to you?
Oh, either one of you is fine. I think I just need to.
Lilia,
Touch
you go
base.
talk to the prof about your collar. I will talk with Zarkra.
But I
It's
worry
fine.
about Zirka
Charm
too.
him. Oh,
Lilia, I'm fine. I'll fill you in on everything later if you wish.
if she were not fine, she would have come in with her weapon drawn.
I don't know the
He
situation.
knows me well by this point.
She does not seem fine. Just me?
Excuse me, sir. This is a private conversation. If you would,
This is my classroom.
I know.
Hey,
You
actually,
walked in here.
I need to talk to you. Okay, see you guys in a minute. She's like shoving
And we just,
Dokugan
like,
towards.
we just walk out.
Actually, Duke, I'm glad it's you. I was just somewhere, and you're the one of us that might know best about what I just saw.
Oh, well, hit me. What we're working with.
Well, I was outside the store that Lilia found earlier, and I saw something go into a manhole cover in the street, in one of the alleys. When I pursued it, I found myself someplace else. At first, I assumed it was a kind of undercity. She's keeping her voice low as she speaks. I've heard of places that are built atop other places before. There were other streets, a ceiling high above the streets that we're walking on now, and what seemed to be columns holding it up. There were even trees and what I assumed to be rivers down there. But after walking around for a while, the space stopped matching up. I couldn't retrace my footsteps. I needed to walk a much longer way to return to my point of entry than I had walked away from it. Do you know of anything like that?
Do I know of anything like that?
That you roll for history with a disadvantage.
Bum, bum,
Guidance.
Have considered the possibility that I may have hallucinated this. I know
It's
that
a
my mind
9.
is strong. It's a 9. Not
You
terrible.
think it kind of sounds like some storybook that you've read when you were younger, but you don't really know of any places off the top of your head that this really rings a bell of?
I know my mind is strong, but perhaps it was something else influencing me, like what we encountered with those God-seers.
What was the creature that went into the hole?
That's a good question. I don't quite remember. I didn't get a good look at it, did I?
You specifically, I will text it to you and let you describe it how you want to describe it real
sure.
quick.
Yeah, that's great.
It was Idris Elba from Cats 2019.
It was Idris Elba from Sonic 2. Mixed with Idris Elba from Cats 2019. It was unknowable and
A Kid Cat.
abominable.
Sorry, was Idris Elba in Sonic?
He played
It's
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
What the fuck?
It's great.
How did you not hear this?
Because I didn't follow any Sonic news.
Sexy Knuckles voice.
You know what's funny?
It's really good.
For how much uproar there was about Sonic,
Oh,
I don't know a
thank
whole
you,
lot of
man.
people that actually watched that movie.
I did not watch it. I just know that Knuckles is voiced by Idris Elba.
That is
Well,
hilarious.
that was quite a angelical choice on the part of the casting director.
Sakura nods her head, and she sort of touches her head with her hand, and then she pulls it back and looks at her hand and remembers the other thing that she has to tell Duka. But right now we're talking about the creature. Yes, it was like a dog, but all black, like no color, like an absence, void. I only saw it for a moment before it disappeared down into the dark, and I took a ladder down.
Why?
Well, it seemed suspicious, and I thought it might have been a threat. I was only expecting to find maybe a small tunnel down there. I wasn't expecting an entire sprawl. It was hard to discern what was happening down there. I couldn't see very far, and I didn't have a source of light. Like I said, when I tried to return,
it was all screwed around.
Yes, the light coming from above, the hole in the ceiling from the streets above, it was farther away than it should have been.
This is interesting.
There's more, but we can talk about it later
please.
if you need to get back.
No, please. No, I don't give a shit.
I have to sneeze, hang on.
Do it.
I was actually confused for a sec. I was like, well, obviously, if somebody needs to take care of caring about Zarkra and somebody needs to talk to the magic guy, I was concerned that I'm not concerned. I was confused when you guys went backwards. I was like, oh, giving a shit about Zarkra is way more Lilia's thing.
This guy's part of the system. Duka doesn't think he can learn from anything from this guy.
Oh, then why did we come here?
Well, this one, now that I've seen this person, I'm like, fucking schlub.
Fucking scab.
Fucking scrub.
Fucking suit.
Can't control me, can't teach me magic.
So Zarkra, she looks around again to make sure there's no other students passing near her, and she kind of looks at like the dark corners, like up in the ceiling, and all of the other places that the the keeper might be watching us from without our knowing, and sort of growls to herself, but nothing to be done about it. She says, "Well, I mentioned I thought I saw rivers down there. Obviously, it was dark. I couldn't really tell anything about them except that they were flowing liquid. There was some sort of creature in it. It was trying to communicate with me to tell me something, but all it managed to convey is that I was in danger down there, which I had already sort of sensed.
Sort of stating the obvious, yes.
Anyway,
sea monsters are not very bright.
Yes, it was small. I don't know what manner of creature it was. Perhaps I could try and describe it for you later, but the point is, I, at one point, touched, again, what I thought was water, and it wasn't.
Well, it's Hawaiian Punch.
Did it cause any sort of change?
Now, I forget, Bane, is my hand still weird?
No.
Okay. If Duka casts some sort of detect spell, he could probably sense lingering something, though, right? As I could feel there was something lingering but fading? Or is that all gone now?
You could try.
Okay. Zarkra said, "Don't ask me to explain how I know this, but trust me when I say I do, and I do with certainty. There was some sort of otherworldly influence there, and it was I hesitate to use the word, but heavenly.
Huh.
Such a high pitched. Ah!
Neat.
I'm gonna burn and identify. I'm gonna detect magic on fucking.
She
Wait, are you
holds
using
out her
detect
hand.
magic or identify? Wait, is identify? I don't remember how spells.
Those are two
Just-
different spells.
There,
Yeah.
there are two different spells. Detect
Detect
magic
magic.
senses auras, and then
Mhm.
identify notes any magical effects on a person.
Does
Yep.
identify do that?
Yeah.
I
Yep,
didn't
because
know
you can
that.
cast
It
it
can
on
also
an
do
item
that.
to tell what it is, but it can also be cast on a person or a creature. More broadly.
Damn.
Yeah.
You never use it that way.
Zarkra
Never
says, it was dark, and it sparkled with little silver points of light like stars.
This darkness, you could not see through it with your dark vision.
Again, I could just tell it was liquid. But no.
See
You
that
do
one?
know, Zarkra, you do remember that again when you had it on your hand, it looked like a black thick liquid that had flecks of gold running through it.
Oh, it was flecks of gold, not silver. Okay. Yeah, I do convey that. She says, it felt different from what your brother's carrying around in that flask of his, that's for certain.
Well, yes, that is Kofka.
No. Sarkra knows about the goo. And it is celestial.
Hate that. Fyodor hates that.
Huh.
Ominous goo.
Ominous goo.
If I only could make a deal with the gods, I'd get them to fucking fight me.
This is
Covered in this goo.
interesting. Worth investigating, though we should talk to the keeper. I am not one for, chain of command, but it is her city and she has demonstrated a level of power I
Sure.
have no ability to reproduce, so.
She does seem to know what she's talking about, and she does know this city. I think that's wise, even if I have my reticence about the matter. Oh, right. And then there was a much, much bigger void dog thing, and I tried to run away, and its jaws closed on me, and I woke up in a shallow grave outside of the university. And here we
Okay.
are.
This is okay. Maybe, you know what? I'm not always right. Perhaps I was not the right person for this job.
Look, I'm fine. I don't need some sort of talky
Put my hand on her
thing.
shoulder. There. You are a strong warrior.
It's fine, Duka. I'm fine. I just want to know what happened. That's your specialty.
You actually picked the right
true.
person because Lilia would be hugging you right now.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we are on the same page.
Yes,
Let's see if
very
Fyodor
let's
would
see
be
if-
heading into the Undercity to dive headfirst into the void dog.
pitched combat.
He's like, that sounds metal as fuck. I wish to embrace it.
No, but as you do place your hand on Zarkra and you have cast Identify, which again requires that you touch the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Consensually.
you do. There is this slight glaze over your eyes and it only takes a second before you're back to normal, and it just you're back, and you feel that same kind of energy again that you're familiar with Zarkra, because she does wield some magic and things to her. And it's as if it's right at the tip of it was the very last drop of it. You feel it kind of hit you. And even that last little drop, that last wisp as it disappeared, that was strong for anyone's take. Like, it's surprising that she made it up here carrying that with her, that celestial energy that just dripped off of her. But it has since disappeared.
Oh, yeah, that stuff hit me harder than Kafka.
Yeah,
Strong.
it knocks you over.
Okay. Strong in like a sense or like smell wise?
Like
Strong
flooding my body
in,
with energy.
Okay.
like, just experiencing it was such a force. Is just like, oh, kind of like when you're drunk and something happens to knock your adrenaline off, and you're like, I'm sober. That kind of like it just kind of hits you. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I get a fucking arrhythmia and I'm just like, Jesus.
That happened to me. I almost got hit by a car in a crosswalk when I was drunk.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
There was no
Describe-
doubt that that tastes celestial, though.
It's communion.
It's sweet.
Taste by an
It's
angel.
a little sweet. Need to brush my teeth. Let's grab Lilia. We'll go check on Fyodor. We regroup and we decide what to do about this underland.
Sure. I'm going to
Alright.
get cleaned up too. I think that's wise. People are looking at me
Good call.
more than
We will meet
usual.
you back at the barracks.
All right.
Can't you just prestidigitate her clean?
I do not have prestidigitation.
You absolute trash of a caster.
I only get 2 cantrips
You got to make them count.
as a bard. I have thaumaturgy. I could yell the dirt off of her.
Honestly, I love that.
Yeah, I cast it. I just yell clean, and it's like 300 feet away, reverberating throughout the chamber.
There is just a Zarker-shaped dirt spot against the wall.
I Eldritch Blast Darker at point blank to get the dirt off. It's just fucking there will come soft rain, just a fucking outline behind it.
Oh no.
I referenced that story too much.
I mean, it's very impactful. It's the kind of thing that leaves a mark in your brain, like the marks
And your wall.
left by those people on the walls after the nukes went off. Yeah.
Yeah, so Zarkra goes to get cleaned up, and I walk back in to see how Lilia's doing with this professor.
We're gonna hop to Fyodor real quick as you kind of like swim your way through the foam to get into the classroom. It was almost comical because again, as you went to try to go through the door, he just turned around, dusted himself off, and went back in. And there was just like a Looney Tunes person shape of he just walked straight through it. It just kind of took the whole of it. And you realize, like, it takes you a second. You do make it back through the other side, and you realize where it kind of spawned from. And he, again, from
Is
what
it
you've
like
seen, both
soap bubbly? Like, could I like blow it out of the way, or is it like thick? Like,
like
I'm
a
just
thick
pushing through shaving
foam.
cream.
Yeah, it's more like shaving cream, kind of like
What the fuck?
Yeah. And you do as you kind of get to you kind of get past it into the classroom because it's blocked out the doorway. And again, he's got pieces of it stuck to him. He's kind of wiped it off of his face, but he doesn't care about the rest of it. He's like, I'll figure it out later. As he's kind of putting stuff together, and you realize that he's not necessarily cleaning that mess up at first. He's kind of sitting off to the side, just like without so much of a second thought, as he has this little vial, and he's just kind of throwing weird stuff in that you don't recognize. He's pouring something else in, and you can kind of feel it bubbling up as he's doing this. He's not paying you a second thought. I don't think he's even realized you've come into the classroom. And again, without so much as looking up or checking, he just kind of tosses the whatever concoction back over his shoulder, and you see these little sparks as it eats through this foam, and it just quick as it starts, kind of like water and cotton candy, just dissipates and disappears. He goes, well, oh, hi. Oh, you went to
Hello. Oh, does
that's
it
my
not?
bad.
Does it not get the foam that's off of me too?
He didn't know you were there, so it was
Yeah,
like
but if
he
it
threw it
burns
over. Yeah,
all
he
of
threw it
it,
over his shoulder into the group, and you had gone. If you wanted to still be in it,
I
that's up
mean,
to you.
based on the timing, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, it kind of feels like pop rocks on your skin when it goes off, but it all just kind of eats away and disappears. It just kind of looks at you, like, oh, ha, oh, I'm glad that didn't hurt.
Ugh.
I hadn't tried it on a person yet. I wasn't sure. I wasn't.
I
Good
mean,
to know.
I don't know if it would have hurt a normal person, but I certainly did not care.
Good to know. What can I do for you? Are you here? I don't recognize you as one of my students. However, sometimes I don't always see them all the time.
I am not yet. I have a self-taught introduction to alchemy, and I thought, what of all the places, this would be the best place to get better, less. Well, I was going to say less trial and error, but it seems like it is mostly I was on the right path in that regard.
Well, yes,
Mostly I was here
there
for like recipe books or like any like basic shit like that, but also,
absolutely. We've
you
got
know,
plenty of that. The library is full of them. We use them in the classroom. We teach you a lot of the basics and things here that you see. Like here's what these kind of like recipes and ingredients and stuff do. This is some of the ways that they'll interact with each other. Here's ways to mix with them. Yes, when you're making new stuff though, it's kind of a mess sometimes. However, that one I did not mean to do. I was working on another thing, and I kind of, again, with the smudging and I bumped it, and then it would just. But accidents happen. It's good to
that
know how
is
to clean
fair.
it up because otherwise they get real mad at me.
Right, yeah. I've had a similar response to my own alchemical mix-ups causing frustration. Granted, the house turned into, I want to say, like an orangish sludge? I did not know how to clean it up. I just kind of built them a new one, but it was still very complicated. I wish I kept the recipe, but because it was a really funny orange sludge. But
You gotta
no,
write them down. Write down all of your recipes. You never fail. You just learn ways not to do something.
well, unless it kills you, that is probably objectively a failure.
Well, then whoever finds it learned not to do that. Someone
Fair
learned
enough.
something.
I guess, guys, yeah, just sort of get access to any, spare text. The library does not let you take things.
No, absolutely not.
And so I figured if you had like a spare copy of a book or like, because I mean, I could like hand copy all of them, but it would take a very long time. Also, possibly, I am taking it you are one of the more advanced in the field.
Oh yeah, I am the head professor for the alchemy. I forgot the word.
How do you and
I
the
forgot.
university feel about unorthodox alchemical ingredients?
Depends on how unorthodox. What are you doing?
And I'm going to just kind of bleed lightning onto the table.
I mean, as long as it's not another person, you're just bleeding yourself. That's fine.
Excellent. Yeah, so my blood is electrical now, and I don't know when that happened, but I feel like it could have alchemical uses, yeah?
Mm-hmm. And you watch as he just kind of thinks about it, watches it again, the slow bleeding, the little like sparks come out, and just and he just takes both arms and sweeps everything off of his desk and goes, "Put it here."
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm also kind of like, I also have something in my hip flask. I was hoping to reverse engineer or like figure out perhaps what its compound or possible uses were. You can't touch it though, or it will kill you.
Well, that's usually the best way to figure out what things do and what it might have been made of is how it interacts with other objects and things. So you kind of gotta drop it on things. Don't start with living things. Never start with living things. You work
I
up to
already
living
did,
things.
and I point out my silver pinky.
You're one of those. I'm also one of those. I'm not gonna judge. They don't like it, but we do it anyway.
Yeah,
So,
it is fastest way to learn.
and again, as he says that, he pulls his mask up, and it is underneath it. It is almost like bleached across his face. It looks like splatter across his face, almost how it bleeds into it. And his eyes do not look like they're supposed to. They each seem different. He's like, I put one too many drops of something in one of them. I don't remember what it was, but it makes this one all kinds of funky, and I don't like the stuff that I see without the goggles, so I tend to always keep the goggles on, but I always get stuff in the goggles. It's a whole mess. You tend to not want to experiment on yourself because then it gets everything else afterwards kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. And it kind of slides him back over his eyes. Again, wiping some of the stuff off it, and he finally kind of blinks. He's like, oh, I can see again. So, the blood. When did this start?
I tell him when it started. It started right around when I reached level 2 Blood Hunter, and
And he reaches under the desk and he pulls out this tiny little vial. And without, again, he doesn't seem to register anything outside of whatever he's focused in on. And he grabs your hand where you've cut it and almost squeezes it, kind of like an orange, causing you to bleed into the vial.
I was already doing it. I was ready
Yeah,
for it. I
he
was
just-
like, yeah, go for it.
It's like, okay. Like, fast. If you don't mind, I would love to play with this a little bit. Get back to you on it. See what I can figure out.
I figured I would offer my unusual resources in exchange for your expert analysis of possible uses of said resources.
Well, there's a lot of possible uses. It's a little sparky. Just a little.
Just a little.
We could make it more sparky. Oh.
What if we weaponized it to have a propellant so that the electricity is dispensable farther range, and it's sort of
Are you trying to make a weapon out of it?
I am not opposed to making a weapon out of it, but I can already use it on weapons.
Why are you making a weapon?
I am a monster hunter.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. That's cool. As long as you're not using it to murder, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I would not probably do that. I would never murder. I would never murder unprovoked. Yeah, it is. I am a monster hunter, monster studier.
You're one of them adventuring people.
Yes.
All right. I mean, just don't do it in the city, I guess. You really don't want to. There was one guy who did that. I would say you can talk to him and see what happened, but you can't talk to him. No one can.
Interesting.
Does not exist anymore.
The goggle has appeared to make your accent stronger.
I'm sorry.
I
keep hearing yours, and my brain keeps wanting to do it. It's like,
but
he's not around anymore.
So yeah,
it was not.
So that is the less problematic of the resources. The other one, it will literally, again, and I kind of pull out my flask. Let me demonstrate really quick. And I'm going to pull out a piece of. I was like, do you have anything that is organic but not concerned about its well-being, like a branch or something, like a leaf?
I mean, most things. We have a lot of different things. Hang on. And he ducks down and disappears. And this is one of those big, mahogany, older desks. And he is able to disappear underneath, where the seat would normally be, and just kind of disappears underneath it for a second.
This is funny because I could kick my shit on this table.
Yeah. And he's kind of shuffling through things. You hear him kind of scrubbing it. So I haven't used this in a while. It's kind of a little worn out. It's not as strong as it used to be. So try that one. And it is this kind of it's an older type. It's an older type of wood. You're not really sure why he has it, or if it had any special, or what he used it for. But it's got shaves and stuff cut off of it. But it's got dust collected on it. He has
I remember from our early things that it does work on plants too, right?
Correct, because they were mutated around it.
Yeah, I'm going to pour a single drop of it onto the wood.
You watch as that single drop hits it and seeps in. And for a moment, it doesn't seem like anything happened. And then the whole thing starts to warp and twist into these strange shapes. As again, that black slowly disappears, and it's not until that black stops that it stops warping. It is no longer wood anymore. It almost seems like tanned leather of some kind of animal.
That.
Did you?
It will do the same. It will do the same thing to yourself. Do not touch it.
I don't want to be leather.
Or you could be. No, I found it in a small puddle outside of my hometown.
found it?
I found it in the ground, like one would find many other natural occurring resources.
That's not natural.
Well, no, but that does not mean it does not have alchemical applications.
Oh, absolutely. That.
You can say that you are not comfortable working with it. You can say that. I will put it away and it is fine. It would not hurt my feelings or affect your credibility as an alchemist. It is purely... The keeper already knows I have it in the city.
She does?
Yeah. It is why it's how I met her, actually. She was like, you should not have that. And then I was like, but here. And she's like, oh, okay, then you may have it and be in the city.
I really want to play with it. I really do. I don't want to get in trouble. Ah!
Do you have a bell to summon her, or is that just a library?
We do at the front of the building, but not in here.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what, we can table this. We can work with the electrical blood. I can look through some like notes. We can like brainstorm. We can hang out. We can swap.
Well, she's having a meeting tomorrow morning that I need to be present for. I'm going to talk to her about it then. If you guys want to come back sometime.
Oh yeah, we're not
after the
leaving
morning.
anytime soon. Yeah.
Good. I want to play that so bad, but I need to get permission for that because
You'll
Great
need to
lady,
get the
love her.
proper.
Don't want to get on that woman's bad side. It's not pretty.
I feel like that is good advice to follow.
Yeah. Great loving lady. Real ugly on the other side.
Interesting. But yeah, also I would not be opposed to joining up for some of the classes. I have a bit of an adventuring schedule, so I can't commit really to the like every day, which is why I was thinking more of like auditing classes or borrowing some reading materials.
While you're in the city, because you again venturing type, you kind of wander around a bit. You don't really stay in one place too long, from what I'm understanding. What I'm getting from your energy over here, and I'm not talking about the energy that is currently leaking electricity, but
Yeah.
I don't know about hopping in on classes. It can be kind of a distraction to the other students. However, if you want to pop in between classes, I'd be more than happy to give you some little like one-on-one tutoring or something like that.
office
Just kind of
hours.
play with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I know what that is. I lived in a fucking abandoned temple in the mountains, but like
That where you found it?
Duh.
I gotta get out more.
I will start. I was kind of like, I've already at this point, I have my alchemy kit like out, and like I was just fully ready to just like start nerding out. But I imagine this is when the others kind of show up. I'm like, I've just pulled out them all in like fucking like Erlenmeyer flasks and like that little thingy that is like a swirly tube for no reason, and pestle and mortar, but mine's straight up just rocks. They're very good rocks though.
We will table this until again I've had a conversation with her. But again, I'm happily, especially with your weird stuff going on, would be more than happy to play with that. See what we can do with some of your weird stuff. See what we can get your hands on as well. It's a fair trade. It's a fair trade.
Yeah.
I
would say because I show him my like weird like trial and error journal. I'm like join it. I was like, yeah, see, so these are some of the things I figured out that works. This is sort of just like making sure that he knows that I'm not just some asshole who bleeds lightning. I actually do know alchemy.
Yeah. It's like,
these are my credentials. I did math for how much of my own blood it would take to kill someone else if they drank it. This is a whole. It's
I mean, all information is good information, I think.
No, some of it is very corrupting and terrible. It's still useful information, but it is not always objectively good info. It's fine. This is not the philosophy. We are here to be scientists. Yeah.
Well, as much as I would love to continue the discussion, we'll talk about this tomorrow, because if I miss dinner again, my husband's going to kill me.
Well, I would hate for you to be murdered on my behalf, so I will get out of your hair.
Yeah. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I have a class directly after meeting. Around 3 o'clock, I'll be free for about an hour and a half.
Noted. And I make a note. Because I don't want to be a liar, and I already said it was noted, so I note it.
And he kind of, again, he's left the mess of like the stuff he's pushed off of it. It's just it like haphazardly in a bin. All of it has this kind of stuff caked into it. It's stuff that he's probably gonna throw away because he's damaged it beyond. He's like, I can't use this anymore. I don't need it. And he just kind of scoops up his cake, like his little foldy professor briefcase. And he shuffles out the room. He's still got some. He didn't clean the foam off of himself. He's just kind of still got some of that, some of like smoke from previous classes and stuff on it. He's just like, I will see you tomorrow. He's like
We did not.
shuffling out.
I am Fyodor, by the way.
What?
You don't want to name him right now.
I don't want to name him. He's already down the hallway. We'll get back to that.
This is now where everyone else shows up. Maybe.
Yeah. I was just gonna briefly on Lilia. It's like while they were outside having their conversation, you did go in and talk to him, and he seemed pretty chipper and nice, and he always seemed he seems very pleasant and was really eager to talk to somebody that wasn't the same 8 people about anything else. And then you're like, so I need enchanted. God damn it. What do you need enchanted? And you guys again kind of have this little back and forth, but it wasn't easy enough.
I have backpack baby, right?
Yeah. Oh, I was just
He
gonna
probably
skim through
think-
it really quick.
Oh, okay. He'd probably think that's cool.
So we can kind of get the group back together.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like it was a simple enough request that again he kind of takes it from like he takes some rope and stone and he takes back to his little workstation. You see him working on it for a bit, and you do see kind of like some of the you can like see it and almost feel it, like a weird sense in the air as he's putting magic into this thing that he's working on, and he hands it to you, this like blue ribbon with a little pendant on it. He's like, put it on your pet. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I will warn you though, these don't last forever. You'll want to get it recharged essentially like once a year. It's kind of like medicine for it. And just most places in most cities will have somebody who can do that for you.
What about when it grows?
Get a bigger collar.
Okay. All right. So it's just the pendant. This can be replaced. Okay. Makes sense. Look, baby, you don't have to be in a barrel all the time anymore.
Do you want to have a conversation that's not about enchanting? I've been doing that for the last 14 hours.
75 years.
I have a baby and a barrel. My friend's blood is lightning. That's really all I got going on.
I think I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
Knew this guy was a scrub.
He didn't even care about your friend's blood being lightning.
She scoops up the baby and she's like, come on, let's go check on Sakura.
He's like, I want to have a normal conversation that doesn't have to do with work. My friend has lightning blood. One day, I want a normal conversation for one day.
I don't.
What is boring? What do you want? Small talk about the weather?
Go buy a sandwich.
What kind of flowers do you like?
I just want a normal conversation. If you had to guess why the gods have abandoned us, how do you feel like you personally contributed to this?
But yeah, so you guys kind of join up together because the 3 of you were heading, or not the 3 of you, Zarkra is heading back to the barracks, but the 3 of you kind of join back up together and kind of share with them like, we kind of barracks, Zarkra,
there is fuckery afoot.
Yeah. So you guys, and it's edging into like early morning hours at this time. I say early morning, it's probably like 2-3 o'clock. Like the sun's nowhere near coming up at this point, but it's later. And so you guys kind of finally make it back to the barracks. Zarkra's managed to scrub the dirt out of her scales and seems to be winding down as best as she could for how tense her existence is.
It does average out to be pretty tense, doesn't it?
Having a rough go of it.
I gotta hear about what happened. You can just
Well,
say you told me if you want to. You don't have to.
the short version is I chased the dog down under the city, but it wasn't a normal-looking dog. And then I had an encounter with a bigger one. And then I woke up. Covered in dirt. On the edge of that little park area with the trees near the university.
Like, covered in dirt?
Yes, like someone had heaped it on top of me. A small pile.
Like,
I was,
buried?
well,
Well,
not
like
to the
they
extent that I couldn't just sit up out of it, but
Like the
Yes.
shallowest of graves.
yes,
I believe,
no
I
one
believe
dug a
that it's called a
hole
ditch.
for me.
Yeah.
No one dug a hole for me. It's as though they just heaped the dirt on top.
Like
It's-
you were at the beach and they wanted to bury your body and take a picture of just your head.
Yeah.
I've never. Sure.
People
Regardless,
do that?
Frozen body.
It was concerning when I first came to, especially since my last memories beforehand were being inside that creature's mouth. But it seems that I'm back here and in one piece. Also, there was some sort of strange liquid, and I touched it, and I felt celestial power in it. Duka's second opinion confirms that.
Gross.
Lily is like hugging the baby instead of Zarka.
I'm fine, Lilia. I don't know what happened, but I'm uninjured. Just confused. And
Okay.
glad to be back with all of you.
I'm sleepy.
Glad you are back.
I bet you're
You-
sleepy.
So you chased a dog and got eaten by a bigger dog in the sewers?
Yes, there was quite a bit of time.
But there was an
Between
angel
that,
river also.
Yes, and some sort of creature in it that was trying to warn me of danger. When I turned back to try and find my way back to the ladder, it was farther away than it should have been. Like the space had changed around me while I'd been walking. There were streets down there, the river, trees. It was like a whole other world, but completely shrouded in darkness.
How much Kafka did you have?
None.
Hmm.
Although there was quite a kick when I touched that stuff. It burned through me. I've never felt so much. Even in the heat of battle, adrenaline doesn't quite do that to you. It was like I could barely contain it, and I only
Found a
touched
river
it
of
for
Red
a
Bull.
moment.
I don't think it was Red Bull. It didn't give his Archer wings. It
That's
kind of did
true.
the opposite. It almost killed you.
No, it's
Yeah?
that makes it monster.
That's true.
Yeah, monster might be more
That
appropriate.
made
I
it
certainly don't
Sturge.
feel like a rock star.
No, but you did wake up like a rock.
That made it old school Four Loco. That made it cocaine. Zarka just found a river of meth.
Cocaine.
Zarka just found a river of Jesus meth. This is my body given for you, but you're not gonna want it because this is my blood and it's gonna make you real shaky.
The worst come down ever. It's like the worst hangover ever.
Is waking up in a grave, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a weird Folgers commercial. Everybody remembers that one, right?
Best part of waking up is not being in a grave. Oh god.
Zarka just took DMT. Fuck.
Dugagon goes to bed.
What?
Give me that.
Oh yeah, because you've been up for like 3 days or some shit.
Yeah, you guys have been at it for a while. Man. You guys kind of, with this new information looming over your heads, or I guess looming under your feet, you all kind of go to bed and kind of are able to rest for the night. Do you guys want to take a break here and pick back up where you guys wake up in the morning? Because you guys have made several promises to several people to meet them tomorrow.
Can we
I
real
think-
quick before the break recap all the promises we made?
I have
think
an
Each one
afternoon.
of you individually have.
I have an after lunch meeting with an alchemy professor.
You're meeting a professor, Fyodor, and at again late afternoon.
3:00 for like an hour and a half.
Duka and Fyodor promised to go back and speak to their new friend in the library because he's like,
We did say
you
we'd come
asked
back
for
to the
certain
dragon
information,
tomorrow.
and he's like, come back. I'm gonna need time to get what you need or what you're wanting.
Yes.
Lilia, you promised the shopkeeper that you would bring your friends with because he said they smelled interesting.
I
I'm
said I
gonna
would do
think
that
of
the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I think the only one who
Darkra,
didn't
you
make a
promised the
promise was
giant
Darkra.
dog that you would.
I promised the river of meth that I would bring it new souls.
Oops, Celeste is a warlock again.
Ah, it keeps happening.
No warlock is patron, it's just their dealer. They give me my powers.
Have
They
you
give me my strength.
my patron, Duffel Bag Boy?
My dealer, Dr. Sketch, I found him under a bridge.
Wow, what Eldritch Invocation did you pick? Pineapple Express.
Your dealer's just Seth Rogen.
Hey, I heard you guys wanted some spells.
I hate that. Thank you. I turned and my camera decided to turn me into a light bulb. I'm glowing.
It's very interesting, like, sort of
Yeah.
lighting and color effect.
This was a lot darker until I turned my head, and then it was like, not enough light.
The dark,
Need you to be.
the darkness jumped out of your lap, and now you're.
We should be roughly monochromatic.
It's
I wish
There it
to
goes.
commune with my.
time.
I wish to
Yeah.
commune with my patron.
The
Ah!
Hey man, like
gods.
it's.
I don't understand. Oh,
Like zoinks.
We can take our bio break here and reconjoin in the morning when you guys continue to make appointments with people.
Okay,
Right.
wonderful.
Yeah,
We
we
spent-
are really
we pulled it
ingratiating ourselves to this whole community.
Yeah.
We pulled an all-nighter at the library, made several appointments.
Riveting Dungeons and Dragons.
I did introduce a dragon and a dungeon.
That's true.
You did.
I covered all my bases.
And I'm pretty sure that this professor violated OSHA regulations, so you know that's gonna be fun to participate in.
Man, I just hear that song every time somebody says something like that now.
Same. Does
Every time somebody says what?
anybody remember why there's a meeting tomorrow morning that he is attending?
No.
I
I
don't
do
think that-
not.
Did we ever
Dugan
know?
was not here for that.
Yes. Because you brought up the goo and things and talking about the mutations, and the keeper mentioned that her team that would go out and study these was returning in the next day.
Oh,
The
shit.
away team is coming back.
The away team.
That's the meeting he's
Our
attending.
rivals.
The field hands.
There are
Our
rivals.
rivals are
No.
rival.
Field
No,
researchers.
Colin.
That's wrong.
But yeah.
An Arctic turn?
Anyway. Anywho.
Anyway.
Everybody go pee, damn.
No.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what
How's
to
the
do.
goddamn stream, woman?
You don't have to. If you ever played Death Stranding, you know that all you need is monster energy and you can piss ghosts away. Thanks, Hideo Kojima.
Have
Don't
you
cross the
paused
streams.
the stream?
It turns out we're not coming back because we all hate it here now.
We all hate the energy we've created in the studio.
I think so, yeah.
All right. They can hear us, and now they can see us. Oh,
Well,
Cool.
they can see me and
true.
John.
I will join you 1 second.
Working on it.
They get to watch me eat.
You should
I'm
charge
gonna
for
mute
that.
for a second because I gotta. I hate that.
Hey.
I know exactly what Neffy just jumped off of, which means there's staples on the ground, and I'm gonna kill her.
I'm going to see if this AI can generate an image of a gothic painting of a werewolf wizard with a gun. Sorry, I've been playing. It's called Crayon with an AI in the middle. It's pretty bonkers. It's an image generation AI.
Yeah.
Why you muted, Amos?
Because
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I like doing that to myself.
Yeah, I saw your mouth move and respond, and I heard nothing. I was like,
I was,
got a
I
little
was
too
like, I was like,
comfy,
oh
leaned a
yeah,
little
the
too far
horror
back.
pictures that you sent the other night from the crayon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some of them are really cool, and some of them are like not okay.
I still very much appreciate the derpy gothic cat painting.
I did send that.
It fills me with joy. Yeah. It's the eyes. Lovely.
Scary, scary.
Then let me know.
It's ready. It's been up.
I've been waiting for you to be like, hey, we're good
You
to
said
go.
yes.
Or just anyone.
What?
She
said-
did. She
I
said that they
did.
can see and hear us.
Oh,
Yeah.
You were
And then you
reading
said 1 second and
about
went to get
Stray.
Neffy or something like that, and then I was just waiting. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I muted myself because I had to scoot my chair back up and I didn't want you guys to listen
Oh.
to that. As I try to get back up to the desk.
That's awesome.
Alright. So yeah. Alright. It is morning. Whenever you guys have decided to wake up from your late night shenanigans and research spree.
Dukan reads to the baby first.
Okay, noted. I will note that.
Hey Dukagon, we got a little charm that lets us like keep the baby out of the water now. I wonder if there's one we can get where we can talk to the baby.
Well. Oh, I can only do it on myself. I can talk to the baby. I could translate if you really want to talk to the baby.
Oh, I see.
We,
She just freezes up. Oh, it's a
I mean,
possibility.
have you figured out how to enchant? You could probably put your speak with animals into something eventually.
And then we could know if the baby's getting your words. I just want to hear the baby.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
She said she wanted to hear the baby, so it squeaked.
It knows.
Yes, mother.
I mean, you taught it common. It just can't speak.
Give it like a Doug collar.
That'd be cute.
It would be so cute.
I am good lizard. Goblin.
I will work on this. I mean, that idiot could enchant his fucking collar in like 10 minutes. How hard could it fucking be?
So your meeting did not go well.
I didn't do the meeting. Took 2 looks at him and I was like, no, I don't fucking need this in my life.
The blatant disrespect. Oh.
But he did do this, so I'm a little grateful.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's how
Be grateful.
That's how you know Dukagon is a man, because of the sheer audacity.
Look, if there's one thing Dukagon has in spades, it's audacity.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to play D&D. I don't know what you're doing.
Cora was like making a ton of noise. She was like rolling around on the ground and like making very weird noises. She sounded like a pig.
Okay, let's make a list of everywhere we have to be today. Don't want to forget anything.
Well, we can't go to my place until y'all are done going to your places. Cause
What is time sensitive?
Mine, I have an hour and a half window at 3 o'clock.
3 to 4:30.
I am going back
Fyodor-
to meet with the alchemy
Fyodor meets with
professor.
Bill Nye.
What the fuck does that mean?
Fyodor meets with alchemy.
Yeah.
What else?
Fyodor meets with Colonel Mustang.
mine's not time sensitive.
Okay.
We can go later.
That is only time sensitive one.
I believe
What?
so.
Perfect. Okay, that leaves. We have to go talk to the librarian. Actually, ladies, you should come with us and talk to the librarian. We should all be on the same page on everything. Let's not, hey, gang, let's not split up today.
Thanks.
Let's not split up today. We are all going to all of our meetings together.
That sounds.
I-
That is fine, probably.
I always needed all of you for
Librarian.
my meetings, so I'm just gonna
Pet
just
shop.
do this.
What?
Librarian, pet shop. The away team is back. The
We have-
away team.
Were we invited to that meeting, or is
No.
that
We're not
meeting
going to
just
the
happened?
meeting. We're just going to harass them.
Ah, excellent.
Who are we harassing?
With a team that has been sent to study the mutations.
Because we know more than
Because
them,
we are
probably.
better than them.
Well, maybe
But
they could have
but-
information that we don't have.
Exactly. They will not have more information than we do, but they will have perhaps information we do not.
They will have different information.
Different information, also of lesser quantity.
There's the audacity.
Lilia doesn't know what to do. She's like, oh no.
I've never
This is
heard
gonna be
you
like
project such
this
insecurity before,
morning.
Duka.
That very much had the same energy and a shot of vodka.
2 shots of vodka. Duka's having a great time learning alchemy
Yeah.
Let's just
and nothing else.
let's
Miss Theodore?
just not
Mhm.
kill them for
I know what I said.
Why would we kill them? You said
I
Duca.
don't-
I know. On accident.
Well, I mean, I meant like when she's back. She's still stuck on the very scared about y'all meeting with these scholars later.
We do not kill people for knowing
anybody.
things. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Well-
just saying
Hang on.
if they,
No.
try to say they know more
I'll
than
roll a deception check
you,
if you want.
or
Say it all they want. I don't kill anyone. They are just dead to me already.
good, dead
Yeah.
to you in your mind. Deal.
Librarian, pet shop, away team. We have to investigate the sewers, but we should probably talk to the keeper about that, in case it's just like, part of the city.
Yeah.
Demon dog
Oh,
infestation.
you accidentally found my hallucination river basement where I keep my nightmares. Like it's
And my angel coat.
yeah, angel coke.
I mean, if
I keep my drugs in the basement.
What are drugs?
It is like any substance it causes your brain to go whoop-de-doop-de.
Oh.
Like-
punches.
Like
There was a plant that grew.
Neffy, what are you
Legends
eating?
tell.
Of the good.
We weren't allowed to touch it though.
On the third day, God made the Kush and said it was good.
Smelled very
And-
much like
and on the
skunks.
And then for the next 3 or 4 days, God did not create anything except
God created Cocoa Puffs
Except
and
for
ate them
the-
without milk.
Blasphemy.
God made Doritos Locos Tacos.
McDonald's French fries.
Those
Oh,
microwavable
God.
mozzarella sticks where the breadings are Doritos.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That
Do
went so
either of
far.
you
Mhm.
remember what it was he was researching for you?
The dragon?
The dragon?
Yes.
It was books that we were not allowed to read without dying.
No.
Well, that definitely
Specifically?
happened, but we were not.
Yeah, he told you. You asked him what is the most powerful book or something,
That's the
and he
one.
said that, and he was like, "No,
What is the most?
absolutely
Oh yeah,
not."
what's the most powerful book that we could read without dying?
You guys had asked him to do more research on fiends.
Oh,
You
Duka
wanted him
did.
to
Fyodor
dig-
couldn't talk to him.
You wanted him to dig up stuff about. He was like, "I have information. It's gonna take me a minute to get it. It's been a
Yes.
while."
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Nephew, you stupid bitch.
But yeah, so where would you guys like to go first? And
Well,
are you guys taking bread?
oh fuck. Does he want to come with us? Or does he want to keep watching Zarkar stuff and not leave the hotel for the entire trip?
Zorkra,
I'd
or
like
not
to
Zorkra. Brett,
see-
where are you at?
We went to Disneyland and we left him in the hotel with our keys.
I mean, I'd like to see the new city. It seems cool.
Alright,
Zarkar kind of scares me though, and I didn't want to tell her no.
Zarkra, we will put your shit on my backpack and we will let Bread come with us on the city, yeah?
Brad, you don't have to stay behind and watch it. I was just. Yes, it's all fine. You have nothing to fear from me, Brad.
Okay.
Good. New experiences and learning, and aren't we supposed to be taking you home at some point?
What? Brett doesn't have a home.
Bread
This
was
is
like,
Brett's home.
we were supposed to like show Bread the direction that he came from, so that he could go back
I
at
don't
some
remember
point.
This.
He
Brett is
asked if
with
he
one
could
of us.
follow you guys to go to the south because he wants to go back to where it's warm.
Oh, it's
'Cause
to
he
the
got
warm.
lost in the
I thought it was
tundra.
because I thought it specifically he knew where he like left with his mom,
Yeah, he
and we're
said
trying to
he
go
used.
back there.
Yeah, because that was where it was warm. He was trying to go back south, but he was lost. So
Cool.
he asked if he could go
Well,
with you guys.
Maybe eventually we will go south.
We did go south. We are south from where we found him.
Yes, I guess.
Where are you guys going first?
Well, my thing has a time window, so we don't do
Yeah.
mine first because that would mean we waste the entire first like 2/3 of the day.
What-
So
Yeah, you guys made your itinerary.
We're going to go talk to the people, right? That are coming back with research.
Well,
No,
they're in their meeting with the keeper
the
right now.
keeper and the higher ups are having a meeting with the returning researchers.
so let's
which-
go to the pet store first because
To the
that.
pet store.
Okay. That sounds good.
How much money do we have?
That's a very good
I
question.
don't have a lot.
I have 5 gold pieces and 1 copper piece.
I
I have 8 gold pieces.
I have 13.5 gold.
did I not write down my money,
Oh no, Fyodor.
or did I spend it all on?
Fyodor opens his pockets and there's just big holes in them.
Well,
He's
no,
like,
because I
"Oh, my
definitely
money pocket."
I had money because I bought the giant meat hook.
Oh, fuck,
You
I
may
forgot
have
about the meat hook.
spent all your money getting rations
meat
and
hook.
meat hook.
Maybe because we didn't start with a lot. Because I started with like the blood hunter starting kit, which was like Not a lot.
Yeah.
And we did not level that up as we leveled up, so.
Yeah, you guys have not been doing things to earn money.
We've just been living off the land.
Yeah.
Like that one guy who lived off the land until he died. Jack something? Caraway?
London?
Jack London.
Jack London wrote White Fang. Jack Kerouac wrote something else.
On the Road, maybe? I don't remember. He's a beat poet.
On the Road, yeah, maybe, yeah. I was like, it's not The Road, that's Cormac McCarthy, but that's something completely different.
Go.
Going to the pet shop, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, but you lost your lead. Enough! Did you say anything?
No, I'm sorry. I had to blow my nose. My allergies are killing
Oh.
me. Decided not to. I decided to spare the stream every bit of that.
That's fair. I was like, you're muted as far as I can tell, and your camera's off. I'm like, who?
I am
What's
here.
happening? The child or the husband? What's happening here?
Nope.
I got
They
real
both walked in at the
Damn it,
same
guys.
time, and
Damn it,
neither
guys.
of them were wearing clothes. It was just a whole ordeal.
No.
You know, it could happen.
I know.
I hate everything
We've
about
already
that.
done the child coming in here in his underwear. Now, my husband doing the same thing
I mean,
is
it's
not
been
that far
hot
off of
out.
a
I could see
reality.
Jason just being like, I don't want to wear clothes in my house today,
It's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
AC goes out. It is no pants o'clock,
AC would. Oh God. I don't know. Could you just take those words back?
Yeah, it was miserable. It was 87 degrees in
Ah.
the salon. And it doesn't help that then they were like blow drying their hair, so then you have the heat from the blow dryer is gonna make it. It's just kill me.
I spent my day in a negative 10-degree freezer.
I hate you a little bit for
Also,
it.
Chris McCandless? I don't know. That's what the core said, right? White thing, I guess. I don't know.
McCandless?
McCandless?
It sounds so familiar.
Chris
That does sound
McCandless.
familiar.
Sure.
I don't know.
Crispy
Input.
Pringles.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, Lily was like,
It's the guy from Call of the Wild. Yeah,
this way.
Core as always, but it just knows more shit. Well done, Core.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the guy from Call of the Wild.
Yeah. So you guys decide to go have a conversation and meet up with Lilia's new friend, who smelled all of you on her and thought you all smelled interesting.
What's her name again?
Baby's like a backpack of its own. It's just hanging on to me, chilling. It's got 6 legs. It can do that, right?
Did I give him a name? I don't give a lot of people names. I kind of futz that.
I
Well,
can't
I have
remember
a list.
names. So
I
We
was
just
like,
like walk up to strangers and we're like, "Hello, Brendan," and they're like, "Well, I guess my name's Brendan now."
I mean,
Here's the
you
thing:
could
is I have
outsource
an
it.
entire sheet of NPCs that I have made, and it lists what they are, like their main race, of a small list of like distinguishing traits / personalities, and something to know. And then I have a blank spot at the start for a name, and I never fill that part out.
names are hard.
I hate
Try
it.
to. My new favorite tip that I learned that I posted in a different Discord was
Normal names.
say a
stuff with
normal
Oreo.
name. Say a normal name with an Oreo in your mouth or something.
Wally.
Their name is Sola.
Sola.
Nice.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I don't remember any of the physical details of this character.
So Sola was a very, very tall, lanky, ambiguous type figure that had a small set of horns, and they had pawed feet that did not make noises when they moved. Like they did not make noise on the floorboards when they moved.
A paw-foot, horned, tall, and befriendo.
Yeah.
Goals. Dope. Like tall, like Fyodor tall, or just like taller than Lilia?
Taller than Fyodor by a little bit, but not by much. But he's very much like they're thin. They're real lanky. They're like a giraffe as a person.
Lead the way, Lilia, to the pet shop. We will meet these pet shop boys.
Come on, baby. All right.
So
and
you
we
guys
follow,
kinda...
and we go, and we
Yes.
open the front door.
That's what
You
we're
guys
doing.
you take some food on the
Ding,
way
ding,
as
ding,
you
ding,
kind of
ding.
go out the door. Bread's kind of in tow. He's like, I get to go outside. Yes.
Don't make it pitiful, Bread. Just come on and take the adventure.
You had to house watch for 1 day.
Okay.
I mean, like,
You
I'm
guys
glad that
go-
you would excite. Like, you can be excited. And learning new things and going new places is always interesting. Just don't be a sad sack about it.
I'm sorry.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, he's toting along and he's very eagerly. He almost gets lost from you guys a couple times. You guys make your way down the street. Lily, you have no issue. You're just like, yes, I remember that plant specifically. It's this way. And
How
lead
do
them
you
back
lose sight
towards...
of the group? I'm 8'2".
Because he gets distracted and he's like, oh, what's that?
All right, we're going to
here.
take the leash off of Baby and put it on. No.
Put a child leash on Bread. You gotta wear the little monkey backpack.
We're gonna have to have a line leader and a caboose so that we make sure that Lilia is the line leader, Fyodor's the caboose. Nobody's allowed to be farther back than Fyodor.
But as you
Or
guys
he will
come
push them forward. He has the longest reach, so just go.
to where Lily and Zarkara had last been together before they split up. And as you approach the building, Zarkara, you have that same kind of flash of a memory. You realize it, like, it's not actually there, but you do have that memory of seeing that black shape kind of disappear around the corner of the building the night before. And it's a little unsettling being back here. And for the first time, Duka and Fyodor, as you guys approach the building, this building is it's like a townhouse-sized building, and it is completely covered in vines. And you realize that there's these strange little like bloomed flowers that, as you guys get near it, some of them will close and open, and they will turn and kind of look at you guys and watch you guys as you get closer. And there is a little sign that says, "Do not touch ivies."
Is it Ivy written with EYE at the front? like Ivies?
It is now.
Duka, I know what the sign says, but like...
Lilia's already like, no, just kidding. She's not going to touch it. She knows better than that.
She has a higher wisdom score.
Yeah.
Duka doesn't. Mage hand.
Are you poking them in the eye?
With a mage hand, yeah.
I was going to
I
say
can't
just...
stop you, but
That's true.
know that I'm against this course of action.
Duka,
Your objection is noted and disregarded.
Again, that little ethereal kind of hand appears, and all four of you, well, actually, all five of you. Sorry, Brad. I'm sorry. All five of you watch as the moment it makes eye contact, it makes contact with the eye. These large petals that were covered up by the vines spring forward, and your mage hand disappears into it as it just straps shut.
Can normal plants eat magic normally, perhaps?
I've seen them be big enough to eat people.
Right, but that hand does not exist. It's magic.
Is my mage hand still like active, or has it dissipated?
Doesn't mage hand disappear if it takes damage, or is that something else?
I think it's something else. I'm not
I
sure.
think that's
Mage
Bigby's
can take
hand.
damage, but I mean, you can rule it however you like.
You could also say it's a magic-eating plant.
I know what it is.
Horrifying. It has a weight limit, but I don't think it has a hit point.
Yeah. The hand can't attack, activate. Yeah, no. Like, you still feel that your mage hand is there, but it's kind of stuck in this thing. However, once it
I make it do a
realizes that
tickle
there's
motion.
nothing there for it to grab onto, it just kind of slowly opens back up, and the vines crawl back over these large, like, trapping petals, and it just looks like an ivy wall again with these eyes staring down at you.
Okay,
That
I
was
pull
a-
my mage hand
Let's-
back and see if it's covered in any goo.
let's not touch them again. Let's not do that.
We will ask about them though.
Okay.
I have faced 0 repercussions for my actions.
We might have
thought
to
this
find
was a
something
warning,
to
not a,
do
like,
with
rule.
that.
Ding 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 ding. Hello, Lilia's tall friend.
I'm back, Sola.
I'm back and I'm off.
I have been told we can procure rare creatures here.
I brought my smelly friends.
That is not a good adjective.
Oh, I
Wow,
mean,
all right.
I meant she said. Okay, I see what I did wrong.
Oh.
That is the
sad.
first step of growing, is having repercussions to your actions.
Doesn't work for
I
Duke.
should mow.
It is why he avoids them at all cost.
So as you guys approach, it's a familiar sight from when you were here the night before, Lilia, but to the rest of you, it's a brand new site where, again, it looked like a townhouse from outside, but there's not like a second floor, you realize? Like, it just goes from the floor up to that second story, the top of that second story. And there are large exotic plants that are growing up places. There are tanks filled with animals that you have never seen before. You can see some type of like birds and other flying creatures that are chirping and tweeting and making noises up in the canopy. There are things kind of will sometimes skitter around your feet. As much like last time, there is a sudden like little almost like poppy spark sound as Zarker, you're almost knocked over by this small black puppy jumping all over you. And again, it just kind of, it'll jump and it'll be on the other side of you, and it just kind of keeps popping around and then disappears again.
Oh, right.
Is this the dog that you chased into the sewers?
No, it's not.
That's good to know.
Thankfully.
Oh, it is a blink puppy. He gets out a lot. As from around the corner of where one of these walls are, which is where you went around to have tea with them the other night, Lilia, and they come around and they're like, no, it's just a blink puppy. They do that. They can't quite get a hold of it at that young age, but they are just so cute. And I do see you've brought your friends with you today.
Yes.
Oh, I should make more tea.
Holy
Dude, come in.
crap.
Watch your step.
We have come to this town. I've never before seen someone taller than me, and we've met like 2 or 3 since we got here.
Truly, we are becoming
Is that good or bad?
It is interesting. So that is good. Ah!
Oh,
Oh yeah, they
Blink
do that
cat.
sometimes. They're very curious about newcomers. But no, do come back. I can get this tea started. There's biscuits back here. I would love to have a conversation. You smelled like an interesting bunch from Lilia, who
That is
and
weird.
herself is. Well, that's fair. I do get that. When
Sorry,
people
hang
come
on. You
visit.
could smell us via our proximity. How does that work?
Look, the baby's out of water.
Fascinating. I see you went and you visited the college and you were able to get that item for it.
Yes.
Ducha, I do not know what this is, but I love it and I want to keep it.
then keep it.
No, I think we have to pay money for them here.
Ugh.
Yes, and they are good, loving companions as long as they are kept well fed. Do not skip a meal with those.
How much?
Not how much do we feed it, how much does it cost to acquire it?
How much is cost?
Well, let's
go have
get
tea.
inside and talk about it. And we'll talk first, and then we can come back. To that.
They have to make sure we are.
I want to make sure they go back. They go to a good home.
Oh wait, that is probably not us. We do not have a home yet right now. We live in the barracks. And before that, we lived in a cart, and I would occasionally deforest an area to build a longhouse.
Home is where the
There's a
heart
connection.
is.
Nailing this interview.
There's a
Fyodor.
companion
Nailing
for every
it.
lifestyle, and so we could find
Yeah,
something that would suit
see,
you
this
personally.
person whose name will be introduced to me now. Perhaps I am Fyodor.
So that kind of dainty hand, just like so.
My massive hand. I could just crush a normal person's head, like from 10 feet
I am
away.
okay not having a demonstration, if you don't mind.
I didn't say that in character. You can tell because I didn't hock a loogie into the words. The technical word for the goblinoid accent is phlegmy.
As they kind of turn, motioning for all of you to follow, disappearing back around that corner. Again, and you're not sure, you thought at first maybe it was just because of the chatter and stuff of some of the other animals that were in here, but you don't hear their steps. But you very much hear your own on like the squeak on the floor as you guys kind of make your way through. And
Zarkra's trying to tread as lightly as possible to also try and be noiseless, almost in a competitive way, although she's not saying it out loud.
would you like to roll for it?
Yeah, sure. I'm guessing
Do I
stealth.
notice Zarkra doing this?
That's up to you, but yeah, you can roll stealth or
I imagine something changes in the way she carries herself in order to do this. She's not like crouching down and sneaking, obviously, but
that's what
she
I was
is.
gonna. The only
taking
other
more
thing I would say is
deliberate
if you
steps.
wanted to do like, I guess, kind of sleight of hand, because you're not trying to hide, but you're trying to pass without notice. If that makes sense.
I'll do either.
I'll throw guidance on. As soon as I realize what Zarkra's trying to do and is trying to like outdo this person, I'm gonna guidance.
Yeah,
Team
I mean,
Zarkra.
if I've got a choice, I'll roll stealth.
Roll stealth.
Lelia,
That is a 28. Oh, and guidance makes it
I was fixing to say it. Try to assist, but
32.
you don't need it.
Or 31. Guidance makes it 31. I rolled a 3 on guidance.
So,
Hey, question: What do you have expertise in stealth or something?
I do. I have a +9 to stealth, and I rolled a 19.
How does a
At
paladin
level
get
4?
expertise?
I got it through a feat. At
Oh.
level 4, I picked up the
They're
feat
level 4.
skill expert.
Oh.
Yep, I used it to raise my wisdom 1 point and gain expertise in stealth.
Fair enough.
Well,
And gain proficiency in survival.
now my 22 doesn't seem as impressive.
Wait, why did you roll? Are you also trying to be stealthy?
Bugbears are
Be quiet?
naturally stealthy. I literally gained proficiency in it from being a bugbear.
I know. I just meant like I didn't know you were attempting to be
No,
quiet.
he doesn't want to like step on the animals and shit.
That's fine. You don't have to
But-
roll for that.
No, I just mean like
I've become a ghost.
I think at this point it's just one of those things.
It took you maybe 3 steps that you realized, floor's not gonna cut it. But because of your size, and you're just like, no, become one with your surroundings. You're able to kind of like disappear into. You can't hear. You don't even see Zarkra at this point. They're like, no. This is Vietnam, and I am part of the foliage, and they vanished. And again, by the time you realized what's happening, they're just in the chair at the table, just like, we took stop.
Receded into the urban jungle.
Yeah.
You will see me only when I want to be seen.
I'm just trying to not stomp around like a jackass.
I'm telling Sola all about the idea of being able to talk to the baby. And that Jukagun's been reading to it and all that.
Fascinating. I'm not quite sure it has much interesting to say at the moment, considering its young age, but I'm sure in the future it'll be quite handy.
But imagine the first time it says, Mama.
Will also probably precede the first time that it breathes venom on you.
It doesn't breathe venom.
Does it not breathe venom?
No.
Acid?
No. It just has a yucky bite.
Oh. It was a poisonous bite.
I have told you guys about 17 times.
It's like a bacterial
It's the Komodo
bite
dragon
thing.
thing.
like
Yeah.
Komodo, yeah.
It is a venomous
Essentially,
bite.
its bite does poison damage. And you guys are like,
Okay.
lightning? Acid?
I'm sorry, you made the creature glowy. It's D&D. That's the assumption.
Yeah.
It's what
Wow,
It's not like
baby, you
nature,
take
where
radiation damage?
Stuff just glows and
I really love that creature with the lightning bite. Yeah.
It does the
Throws
emotional
up acid
damage
on
and like a
you.
cone, right? Like in a 30-foot cone emotional damage.
Oh.
100-foot line, slaps the bitch.
No, but Lilia, your comment about the first time it says mom, so it just kind of there's almost a bemused kind of snicker, not at your expense, just very much at like enjoying your naiveness for a moment, as they kind of not really thinking about it, not thinking about the comment too much. Just it is always a special moment when orphans choose to refer to you as their mother.
Aw.
Orphan?
Well, I'm very certain, unless something has gone very, very strange, that Lilia did not lay the egg of this creature.
Well, that is true. I just, just because Lilia did not lay the egg does not mean the parents did not survive.
But they did.
They didn't, but we shouldn't assume.
I mean, yeah, like I'm just curious. Is it like do you just have a living parent sense, or what is?
I mean,
Does it grow rings?
It's a fairly safe assumption.
Does
right?
it grow?
Like-
Does it grow rings behind the ears when its parents die? Like I'm just curious what is happening here. If
So
this
it
is-
kind of opens their hand down, just like asking if they can hold the pup from you,
They want to hold baby.
Lilia.
The baby's just chilling. If the baby wants to
Yeah.
go, she won't stop
Well,
it.
they're not gonna take it from you. They're like, "Hey, do you mind?" Like,
She looks at the baby and she's just like, "You wanna?"
they're gonna take it from you.
It spits out.
Yeah, and they kind of cup it up, and again, holding it in their hands, they kind of hold it up to Fyodor's face, and they go, "Do you not smell the death on it?"
Do I smell death on it?
No, it just smells like the baby to you, and a little bit salty.
It smells like salt water and child.
What does this smell like, my friend?
I mean, I know what dead smells like. It is not pleasant, but like.
Well.
I mean, like, if this is this a learnable ability to like smell death? Because that sounds rad as hell. But like,
Pretty
I'm
rad.
not sure.
is that like I'm not sure if it's a trainable skill. Like I can sometimes like smell like
You all smell of
aberrations
tragedy.
and stuff, but like
You all smell of
why
tragedy.
do I smell like tragedy?
Why do I smell like tragedy?
Why do we
have
smell
never
like
had a
tragedy?
bad day in my whole life.
We actively tried to kill our own. Like, hang on, did we try to kill Babushka or just?
Oh no, wait. We caused tragedy.
Yeah, I was saying we
for
smell like the
others.
tragedies that we have
Got
caused
it.
on other people. Yeah.
I like how.
We have no tragic backstory.
Why do
we're-
we smell like tragedy? We haven't
we're
had a
bad as
tragedy. Oh, right,
Oh,
because
we
we caused the tragedy.
Oh.
And
And
I
they
mean,
kind
you've
of-
been
they're
traveling
kind
with
of-
us. You're sleeping in it.
We have
Oh, yeah.
secondhand. Yeah, it's secondhand.
Second.
Secondhand sad sack.
Meanwhile, Lilia's going glassy and wide-eyed.
As they take a
Meanwhile,
seat,
as Lilia's just casually hearing the fucking Kill Bill siren, just
as they take a seat at the table, and again there are seats and placements for it. They start pouring tea in each of the different cups, and there is a plate of like biscuits and things available for you. And they just continue. You all are more so than the other three, although you have it more than the two larger fellows.
yeah.
Ash and Death. Specific
Also
cinders
bread.
and loss.
Also bread.
Bread does not smell like it. No.
That's weird. He definitely has a more tragic backstory than we do.
They're referring to you guys visiting the monastery.
Oh,
smell
we
like
also
ash and
smell.
death.
Oh, so it's not personal trauma. Just we have
Oh.
visited the site of
Yeah.
a tragedy.
Oh.
Okay,
They
we
are-
would have
they are
been
spelling
we
more
would
of
have
it on
been
Lilia.
Just like you're
I don't
going
know if we
way
would've
too
been
far
more
back,
literal or less
gentlemen.
literal.
Way too far back. Oh god.
No,
we were
they
being
are-
too solipsistic about it.
They're like, no. I recognize this smells like burned death on. It smells like tragedy on you. It's more so on that one, the fluffy one over here with the little cat ears. But you all have it on you.
The boys are 0 for 2 in this conversation. We really should just stop talking.
Oh, that does remind me. You know what would go great on these biscuits? I still have some of the spicy honey if we wanted to.
Oh God, yes.
Would you like some spicy honey?
Absolutely. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm more than happy to try.
It is it is not poisonous, and that's just all the information anyone at this table needs.
Ilia's sipping her tea, and it's
I
fine.
often say the same thing when they ask me what these animals are. Sometimes I lie. Some of them are poisonous.
And are they?
Finally,
Not the one
someone shoots
outside.
straight.
Not the
Speaking
one
of,
outside, the one that you messed with after the sign. I heard it.
The ivy?
yes. Well, speaking of
That
strange
stuff is rad
creatures,
also. Is that for sale?
It is not for sale. It protects the home.
Fuck, damn it.
Wait, Zakra has important point.
Yes.
since you are purveyor of such, perhaps you could answer a question about something we encountered recently that was certainly out of the ordinary. Obviously, you have these blink dogs, these blink puppies around. What do you know about other abnormal hounds?
Well, I suppose you have to be more specific as to what you're looking for. There's a wide variety. There's just as many different types of canines as there are breeds of your average hound.
A dog whose body itself is a black well of darkness, one that seems to eat the very light from the air.
You did not mention that aspect when you told the story in the school.
Can't you
You
smell
just-
it?
I mentioned it, Buduka. I may have
Yeah, you just
glossed
said that.
over some things.
Yeah, you gave the most mundane story about a dog and then a bigger dog. That is. This is a very.
It was made of darkness, yes.
This is radical. I want
Well,
one.
now you know. That information was not important then. Now it is important.
Was it kind of like, and I turned into my shadow form?
Was it? I mean, no?
Mhm.
Okay. Mm,
This was like if you took a Malinois and just dunked it in a vat of Vanta Black 3.0.
the poor thing.
Okay. I just come back.
They already have trouble temperature regulating.
That sounds awesome.
A Vanta Black Malinois?
Yeah. That just.
That'd be horrifying.
It
fun to
sounds
say.
awesome. Like, I wouldn't want to own one or see one, except for, like,
Yeah.
no, but it sounds awesome. Yes, okay, sorry.
They kind of lean back in the chair for a moment and seem to just. You said it was some kind of void dog?
You could describe it like that, yes.
I've heard of some strange critters, and I've had some strange ones come in and out of these doors, but I can't say I've had anything like that. There's only one thing I can think of, but that's
Anything
that's
would
a
be
real
helpful.
thing.
Even a story, sometimes they have roots in the truth.
Well, my friend, who is quite the fanatic of false dragons, it's the one I gave you the card for. You should really pay him a visit sometime. Fascinating individual, although his stories can be very long-winded. he mentioned something similar once, kind of offhand. He said it was the pet of some. Who was it? Oh, it's right on the tip. It was one of those like. There was a word. There was a word
Yoga?
that he used.
Can
But
that,
he had this strange pet he referred to as a dimension dog.
Curious. A quick aside. Duka, can that, thing you do where you tap someone on the shoulder and then they're inspired or something, can that help someone better recall details from a story they've heard?
Oh, yeah, totally. I'll cast guidance.
Alright.
So they add a D4 to their history check.
Yeah.
So this NPC.
I'm actually gonna roll for this because there's a reason for it. So let's see. Rainbow
That's
dice.
good thinking, Zarkra. That's a fucking good call.
Why, thank
You
you.
said what was it a plus to?
It's a plus D4.
Those might be. I don't like that D4's vibe.
I
That
like
was
to
a
keep
better
track of all of our
vibe.
capabilities.
Okay. They kind of get up for a second and they go, wait, hang on. And they get
Shut up.
up and disappear. Like, they kind of shuffle off for a minute back around a different wall. And again, you don't hear their footsteps, but you do hear them rummaging through something. And as they kind of shuffle back, oh, jeez. As they kind of shuffle back through, they come and they lay out a book. It looks like a storybook.
Rapt attention.
It looks like a storybook out on the table. What? I'm sorry, I just saw you. Thank you, Fyodor, for those vague images. God.
Ha!
Mostly the first one unnerves me.
Yeah, that one's an Apex Twin album.
I think it's because one of the most seen images for Vantablack is like one of those mannequin heads covered in it. So it's not so much taking the color itself, so as much as it is the shape of that head.
What happens if
Anyway.
you type in Shadow Malinois?
That threw me for a loop. I thought there was going to be like a question or comment, and then I just saw that dog who looked like it had a black stocking over a prisoner and was holding that man at gunpoint. I was like, what? It was unnerving.
Vantablack Malinois was worse, just so you know.
Oh
Good.
no.
I'm going to need to see it, but I'm going to continue.
Oh, sorry.
And as they come back, and again, they place the storybook in front of you, and it just looks like the Mother Goose storybook kind of thing, where it's just these short little like things you would tell their kids. And one of the ones in there talks about this person thing named Ilphus, which I will type because I suck at things. That's not a letter.
Ilphus.
And yeah, Ilphus. And this Ilphus person is a hound that, again, every illustration in the book it's just a solid black shape of a dog. And it talks about that he would go from place to place and he would make people, like, his whole job was to make children disappear. There's a reason for this. I'm trying to figure out the word for it.
Is this some sort of scary story?
And he goes,
Keep children
well,
from going out at night?
yes and no. So he would make children disappear, and this is Solus kind of because you realize one of the pages is gone towards the end, towards the
Oh
back.
no,
He's
that's
like,
not
"That's-"
ominous.
Yeah, one of the pages is gone. He goes, well, he would make children disappear. Ilphus, this is the storybook that they used it to scare children to be good, that if you weren't good, Ilphus would come get you. Ilphus would steal children who weren't actually children. From like the actual myth is that he and his hound would hunt down doppelgangers and things that would replace children.
Mm.
He was supposed to be
It's the only thing that could have made that
hunter
better.
of the things that go bump in the night, but he was turned into a boogeyman for children.
Okay.
Interesting.
Curious.
That is the only thing I can think of that has any sort of... Because as the story goes, is that when he found these fake children, he would feed them to the hound and they would disappear.
Well, I
That's
appreciate
terrible.
the help. We'll keep this in mind.
Huh. Zarkra, are you a doppelganger?
Nightmares now.
I think I would know such things if I were.
I would know such things if you were.
Well, there you have it. I'm not a doppelganger.
Well, that's good to know for me.
Doppelganger would probably want its arm.
Guys, I found out I was spelling mine wrong, and that's why it was giving me horrifying images.
You didn't share any of the images, though.
I know, because I realized I was doing it wrong.
But I wanted to see.
We'll deal with it
Same.
afterwards.
My God.
Fine.
But
Oh, that's right. We have a time thing.
although
Forgot.
my brain just stopped. Anyway, it's been a long day. I got fried.
Yeah, no worries. Take your
Anna
time.
for several hours, it felt like. No. So I've answered a question
Solana.
for you about your little void hound dimension dog. I want you to answer a question for me. Because
Fair is fair, I suppose.
none of you smell like a cohesive group, and I honestly really love stories, and I do want to know what is happening here.
We
You
don't smell.
and they kind of like he, she, they, it. They have not addressed themselves in any sort of way. They're just like, I am.
Before we proceed, what are your pronouns, my friend?
My
They
pronouns
only
are
respond
please
with their
don't.
name. Yeah, no. And my pronouns are no and thank you. But
So, as Noah was saying,
yeah. But
We found
you can address them by any, but because I think
Relatable.
I have addressed them by all of them.
you have not said she yet.
Excellent.
No, I know I did at least twice because I went they because my brain can't pick.
Right.
Sola, please, your question. What would you ask of us?
How we came together, or why we are traveling together.
Well, as they kind of go through the line, and so again, kind of leaning back in it. So let's points first at Fyodor. You smell a little, first of all, spicy, but I think that's kind of just what you're carrying, but also a little bit of depression.
It is not depression. It is despair. There is a difference.
It's all right. Your palate will become more refined, I'm sure.
You, pointing at Fyodor.
Still pointing at Fyodor? Pointing at Fyodor a second time?
Duka, you smell desperate and unfulfilled.
damn. You smell like depression. You smell desperate.
You smell
I am desperate to
Lost?
leave and unfulfilled by this conversation. Well
You-
smelled.
Yeah. Lilia, you smell lost. And Zakra, I don't want to touch that. You
Oh.
smell concerning.
That's fine by me.
Not like I don't want to be near that. Just like you need to work on some things.
Raccoon.
I'm sure I'll sort
okay?
it out.
Are you okay?
I'll be okay once I know what your question is.
I'm just curious how all of this came together. Normally there's some kind of cohesive smell that kind of I'm sorry, that has to I know that that's kind of odd to say for most people.
Deeply, yes. No, there's no other part. Yeah, it's weird.
I haven't been home in a while, and I sometimes my people can kind of smell certain emotions that kind of like prominent emotions will stick to people like a scent. That's what you all smell. And it's a weird concoction.
Emotions, death, so you can smell abstract concepts.
In a sense, those things kind of leave a mark on people. It will linger with them.
Well, to answer your question, Ducha and I grew up together. We left our home village in pursuit of knowledge, and we ran into these two who were running away from their sadness.
When I lost my arm, Lilia was part of the group that treated me. I don't mind volunteering that information.
I don't think I knew that part.
And then things happen, and we met the brothers.
We stumbled across one another, and it's been productive to travel together.
We found a
We
book,
work well.
and then we got a letter.
Holy shit, that's right. A stranger has been following us.
Anybody remember that?
Oh fuck! Big Brother's watching.
Quite a lot has happened, to be fair.
I was waiting.
Now are you all concerned about the constant surveillance?
I mean, still no. Like we could just.
I can't control it, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, we could control it depending on. Well, we can't control it here. We could find. I mean, we could. The idea of general surveillance in general, like not here, but like in general, if you're being surveyed, you can find who is surveying you and beat them to death. But like, not in this city, you cannot.
And not with the teleporter. The teleporting zoologist.
They don't seem to want to hurt us, or they would have done it.
So far, they called us our fan.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying in like general terms. I'm not saying our specific situation.
Sure.
I'm saying surveillance can be countered, counter surveillance with violence.
It exists. Okay.
Yeah, it exists philosophically. Yeah,
seems as though wherever we go, our performance, if you want to call it that, is being judged by some kind of audience, and I'm growing tired of it.
And this person seems to know. This person
was boring at first. I am enjoying it now. Do go on. Now it's gotten interesting.
This person seems to know a lot about these weird. I think he called them evolutions. We keep running into. Can I see the book? Doesn't Dukagan have? Duka's got the book, right?
Boom.
This stuff. We saw these things. She points at the ice wolf thingies, and then we saw these things right after. Points to the god's ears.
Do you mind if I look at it?
Just don't take Tuka's book, or he'll not
boom
take
and
kindly
put it on the
into
table. An invitation.
Take it. I've memorized it.
I know some people can be very picky about who they let touch and read their books. You know, it's very much a handle with care. I'm very much the same way as I'm very picky. Too many people have brought them back to me with little doggy ears in the pages, and I've had enough of it.
You called me desperate and unfulfilled. You're basically my grandmother.
You seem looking for. You seem like you were looking for.
I'm not arguing. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it makes us close.
Desperate to fill something, and it seems knowledge is what you were trying to fill.
Homie, you don't have to explain it to me. I know exactly what I am desperate
I only
for.
get puzzle pieces from the smells, and I really love stories. And these, not great at the speaking as much as I do love them.
100%. Please, read the book, my friend.
And as they take it, they're very careful about, like, again, how they handle it. And as they kind of flip through the pages a little bit, and you do realize that, again, they're just kind of like, how long have you had this?
Somewhere between a few weeks and like a year. I don't know.
It's been about just under a month at this point.
Because we got it.
Just under a month. We got it session 1.
Yeah. It's been about 3 or so, like about 3 weeks getting from there to here.
Boom. Yeah. About that long.
Where did you get it? It smells
shack.
Rotten.
That checks out. A lot of things were. I think the town had already been eaten.
Yeah.
We found it in an eaten town.
It's unfortunate for the town.
Are you able to gauge how deep a given scent goes? Like if one is older than the rest? If something is more...
It's kind of like... I guess you could kind of think of it like a dog. When they're huddled together, they tend to their scents tend to muddle, which is why I could smell you guys on your friend here to an extent, because you had been traveling together for so much. However, they do still have their distinct smells. Over time, a new smell can overpower another one. This one does not seem as strong. It seems to be starting to get covered up by your own, but it still smells rotten underneath.
It's likely the tragedy of the village will have masked anything telling about the former owner, but we should keep this rotten thing in mind just in case.
I appreciate you letting me look at it. It's quite damaged, but what is in there does seem quite interesting. And I'm sure the keeper would love to be able to see this.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be able to if she wants to.
I assumed she already had.
You guys never showed her the book, I don't think. You showed her the goo.
We just assumed that she's
her, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
she is.
If not, she's seen it now, right? Like she sees everything.
You don't know anything.
We don't know anything, but
I was like,
we're just assuming.
Has she? You don't know. You have not actively shown her the book, though.
That's the principle of the Panopticon. Someone doesn't have to be constantly watching everywhere. It's just the possibility that they might be watching at any given place. It's enough to quell any dissent. Effective. Well, I have to respect it, even if I hate it.
If you do find this hound, do let me know, because it sounds like quite an interesting thing, and I haven't met one, and I am very curious to see if it is anything like this storybook pup.
We certainly will.
Yes, consider it done. You've been the most help so far on this matter.
If you do ever if you are wanting to, my friend that I told you to go talk about, you can ask him about it again. He was friends with the man.
The man who made the book?
Ilphus.
Oh.
The man from the book.
Holy fucking shit.
Based on true events, I see.
I've never met him, so he might be talking out of his ass. But he is the one who first mentioned.
Handy to know. Thank you.
But it was a pleasure to meet you. I always appreciate the company. It's usually them, but voices is also nice.
Cat?
Ah, the cat, right.
Would the cat be happy in a nomadic lifestyle?
Probably not.
Damn.
They make good companions if well fed. If they are not well fed, it's
They emit an ear-shattering sonic attack.
No. They kind of unzip and will devour whatever is closest that is still alive. It's unpleasant to watch and to hear, but
Is
when
that a
they are well
nutcat?
fed, they are absolutely loving. No. Think of it more like a flower in bloom that is full of teeth and very
It's
hungry.
a flirkin.
Above the board,
Yeah, it just
that
kinda-
sounds incredible.
Yeah.
So that's the thing from
So-
Stranger Things? Like,
Demogorgon
That's the thing
cat.
from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel.
Well fed, great loving companion. It will be around for many years, and frankly, a wonderful pet. Never forget a feeding. That is
If we
why
decide-
he is back here. They did not heed my warning. They forgot a feeding.
If we decide to stay here, Fyodor, we will come back and get the cat. Then we will have
I-
a regular place for a cat to live.
I have a question. Do you sell how do I word this? Animal byproducts of alchemical use. Like if I came in and I said I do not need to buy the whole animal, but I need some of its venom, for example. Is that a thing, or do you only sell them as companion animals?
I only really sell as companions, however, if you were looking for something like feathers or fur or something of that matter, perhaps I could do that for you, but I will not do anything that may potentially harm my animals here.
Gotcha. So venom probably not harvested.
Some of them spit it, so maybe, but other than
Interesting.
that, no.
Interesting. I am studying alchemy, as I might have been implied by the question.
Like the professor guy, he comes in here.
I have a meeting with him this afternoon, actually.
Tell him I said hi.
We will do that.
His husband doesn't like me.
That I have not met the husband, but
Well, he doesn't dislike me, but he's allergic to some of the animals that I have, so whenever I get near, it's just a whole thing.
Cool. This has been a delight. I'm having a great time.
Except
I
when
have
you're
enjoyed you guys coming over, and I do hope you'll come visit again. I don't get
Seems
too many.
likely.
I do have people come from time to time, but they're usually not too chatty. They're more interested in the animals, which is fair. That's what they come in here for. But like, I want some friends too. I want a companion.
We like friends.
Annie, I think we're friends now, to an extent at least.
Like I
I'm
said,
your-
we're
I would
basically family.
We're probably, honestly, probably closer than most of the family, considering how many of them we left to their own devices.
Like that little
Pretty
girl.
sure Babushka cannot fish without us, so
Damn.
Babushka?
yeah. Our what is the common word for it?
Grandma.
That's but that usually has like a blood connection that people assume.
Old
Our
man.
nanny? Nanny, perhaps?
Nani?
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 Not it.
Nani? Omae wa mushinderu.
Well, it has been absolutely pleasant, and I would love
She
to
took
have you
care of
stay
us and was
longer.
also a bitch. Like, I don't...
Well, that seems a little harsh.
No, she
But-
literally... I cannot express it. That is 90% of why you smell despair on Fyodor.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well,
It's fine. She's
as
probably
much as I
dead
would
now.
love to continue this chat, and I do hope you will come back soon, it is close to their feeding time, and it is quite the routine to get everyone happy and in their
Honestly, it
places.
sounds really fun to watch, but I will leave you to it because I do not want to get in the way.
Much appreciated.
All right.
I don't want that little thing eating another one of my birds.
Yeah, that would be bad, probably. Everybody get the fuck out of her way. She's got to do the thing. Their thing. Their way. Sola's way.
whatever pronoun you
Everyone
wanna
get out of
use.
Sola's way.
They're impossible to
Don't poke
misgender.
the ivies on the
So
way out.
powerful.
Don't touch the ivy.
Or do. At this point, it's deserved if you suffer harm from it. Yeah.
As you guys kind of
Deuces.
shuffle back to the door and leave them
Dukagon
to
is gonna
feed their
hang back.
menagerie.
Dukagon is gonna hang back
God, what are
just
you
for a
doing,
moment.
Dukagon?
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill you.
I know.
I was like, because we'll finish it up here because we're getting close to time anyway.
Dukagon just wants to like look Sola dead in the eyes as when the others are gone. That's why we are together. We are each of us broken shards, and we have found a new place to fit. Do not question that. And I will leave.
Why you gotta
Aww.
cutest thing when no one's around?
Yeah.
That's so Duka.
Yeah, God forbid anyone else in the party can be like aware of Duka having feelings. We're all broken. Broken people don't share their feelings.
But yeah, we will
They
leave
bury
it with
them
you
deep
guys
inside.
leaving. And I can tell you, again, I can tell you why they smelled the different smells on you guys if you were curious why I picked those.
Mine was
I
dead
mean,
on.
sure.
I
Mine
was
is literally
shook.
the source of my magic. I don't.
I was
Yeah,
shook.
yours has to do with the smell of your magic that is seeping in you. Yours was specifically because, again, you were seeking things you could not find. You are constantly looking for something that you don't know what you're looking for,
100%.
which is why you're seeking out knowledge. You seem
100%.
unfulfilled. Lilia, you
Dead
are
right.
wandering because you don't know what your purpose is anymore. You've lost your home and the only thing you knew. And Zarker, you feel like you have to hold everything together constantly, whether it was on the battlefield for your people, whether it was rescuing the people from that fire, just constantly. You're just like,
Oh yes,
you're a clusterfuck.
I am a roiling sea of inner turmoil with a
Yeah.
calm surface.
Calmish
Yeah.
surface.
Calmish.
This is my son. If anything ever happened to him, I would kill everyone and then myself.
No.
I did indeed tell the vet I work for that you said that.
I've been
He was
rewatching
like,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
well, it's a good thing that we're gonna do this.
It's quite
then.
fun.
Yeah. But
You've been rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, is that what you said?
Yeah, I
It's
forgot
very
that
fun.
that's what that quote is
So good.
yeah,
It's so good. Such a good show.
Any comments, questions, or concerns or critiques? I always forget the 4C. There's 4 of them.
I would like to apologize
not
for
all
spamming
Cs.
the Monstar chat with weird AI generated images.
AI generated Vanta dogs.
No apologies. It's cool.
We've all had Vanta Black, but have we tasted Vanta Orange yet?
Vanta
I
Strawberry.
will say that third one from the Malinois ones, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
cool.
as close as that AI is probably going to get to that dog.
Nice.
I like the one immediately after that that does look like it's having a problem.
It looks like somebody's like chopping its ear off with a cleaver.
To me, it looks like somebody is just kind of pushing its ear down with a bone.
Its tongue is disturbing.
I have no reason as to why, but that's what, like, that looks bone shaped. And it's
Also,
just
The last one's body's just melting into a shadow puddle.
The reason
like, the
I
last
had
one looks like the shadow of a dog, but they took the dog out of the picture.
the I was misspelling. I did not realize it was Malinois. Like the French, like Inois. I had written Malawa, Malawa, which is like I think a city or something.
Gotcha.
So I will.
It's a really hard word. Anyway.
Also, I don't know if there's a way you wanted to share any. If you wanted to share those images with anybody.
Yeah, I
feel
was
free.
just figuring. I was trying to figure out how
I
to
guess
maybe
copy
do
them
that.
into, because I mean Monstars doesn't really have a
I mean, I could
Maybe-
literally just show it for half a second. But I'm trying to decide if there's anything. I mean, I've got it in streamer mode, but
I don't think you want to do that.
yeah, I don't think I'm going to. It's in streamer mode, so like everything's hidden that's sensitive or whatever, but
But it would show
Yeah.
the offline. It would show the offline profiles for that chat.
you are correct. So I won't do that. Anyone who's in the Discord can see what's in this chat.
Oh.
Not in Monstars.
Oh yeah, no, we did lock that one down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We specifically
Aha,
locked that one down.
plebeians.
I'll just put it in the, or you could post it just in the lobby chat if you wanted to.
That's true.
It'd be
I would have
easier.
to copy and paste all of them individually because
Oh,
those
you
are all
would?
just they're all screenshot. I use the screen clipping, so it just copies a section of the
Gotcha.
screen to paste it.
I see.
You could do a best of.
So when I looked up Vantablack Malawa this time, spelling it incorrectly the way I did before, it just gives me the back rooms.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Love
Do
that.
tell. Do share. I would like to see.
I'm just gonna share the
I do
most.
like backroom horror games. Those are cool.
Like it's just
Kinda.
That's some like German expressionist.
Oh, that's glorious. I really like that.
what does an AI think a sleep paralysis demon looks like?
Oh no.
I like the
My-
little like lines of what appears to be text at the bottom of it.
So my
That are
favorite thing though
illegible.
about this is you can actually change the art style. So I actually had to do a Japanese wood block of like a werewolf cowboy one time.
Good.
I
I
did not
am gonna end the stream
Okie doke.
because
Uh,
at
if
this
anybody-
point we're
if
just
anybody
teasing
wants
all
to,
of them.
Well, no, I'd say if anybody wants to check out this thing for themselves, just look up the word crayon, but AI, so CRAIYON. It's an image generator that uses an AI. That,
Aeon.
It is
Mm.
pretty awesome.
it has not been trained on any explicit images, so it should not be able to generate like NSFW or like graphic gore. So
It's good to know.
Cool.
I'm sorry to disappoint anybody who wanted to make AI generated.
Darn.
I don't
Alright.
hear about Amos.
Good night.
We know Core is just
stream.
gonna make it generate a bunch of feet. Oh, you canceled the stream before you could hear that.
No, actually, I haven't ended it yet. But I'm ending it now.